What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Menu Mayhem. This is the series where we dissect real menus and uncover problems and the hidden opportunities behind them. I'm Chris from Fresh Perspective, and let's get into today's menu. We have Rye Bar and Southern Kitchen from North Carolina, and right off the bat, I want to call out something fantastic that they're doing. A lot of restaurants want to do this about us type section. They want to lay out their mission on the menu, and it's rarely done right. It gets tedious. It doesn't communicate anything that the customers care about. This has done it in a wonderful way. First of all, it's on a separate page, maybe on the cover on a printed menu. Lists out things that people care about right away. Our chef has formed relationships with farmers directly. So a lot of restaurants say they're farm to table. This is a trendy thing. It has been for some time, and it doesn't show any signs of slowing. Anybody can say it. This is saying how they do it, which really lends some credibility to what they're saying. And then it goes even further to list the farms and small organizations that they work with. So if you enjoy something in particular from the restaurant, you can know where it's from. You can support that business directly. This is a true cooperative relationship. Fantastic. Really well done. Let's move in here. First, we have the front porch snacks. I think that's a great way. You know, too often we see the shareables thing. We see people wanting to be creative with their category names, but it doesn't have anything to do with the kind of restaurant they are. Here we have Southern Kitchen. Here we have front porch snacks. Great. Coastal barbecued shrimp, Southern poutine. A little off brand. But you know what? Actually, I'm going to take that back. There is nothing unsouthern about fries, sausage gravy, cheddar cheese. You know what? I'm a little surprised the South didn't come up with a poutine. I'm okay with this. I take back what I said. Brussels sprouts, sausage slider, some clams, bourbon wings. I wonder how good their sales are on the wings. I might consider this a little too bar-y for what they're doing here. I feel like they're doing a very classy comfort food thing. The wings are fine. I would, if we were looking to cut a menu item and the sales supported it, this would probably be the one I would cut. But not complaining. Fixins. Definitely sounds like my grandma. Missing a space here. Something small. $$ sign would be nice. Fries, mac and cheese, green beans, grits, mustard glazed collards. Interesting. Chef's vegetable. I don't like this. This is me. This has nothing to do with restaurants and the menus. I don't like chef's vegetable because I always assume I'm about to get some steamed, unseasoned broccoli or squash or something like that. This place seems up on their seasonings and whatnot, so that seems unlikely to happen, but that's what that calls to mind for me. I would fix this up, zhuzh it up a little bit. Sweet potato waffle fries, buttermilk mashed potatoes, sweet and sour slaw. This is a lot. It all sounds good, but it is a lot. I wonder how their kitchen is handling that. $3 though. You can't complain. Honestly, since we're talking about it, let's take a look at these prices. The most expensive appetizer they have is $14. Oysters and shrimp, to be expected. Soups. This one goes above. Let's see why this one's $14. It's a little strange to me. Wonder why. The dried fruit? I don't know. Dinners. Yeah, I mean, these prices are great. They're in line with the region. They're what people expect. And even people from out of town are going to be pleasantly surprised at the low prices. That's great. Low prices gives you leeway in some other areas. I wouldn't recommend you cash in on that leeway, right? You don't want to be churning out low quality goods because you're charging low prices. But if you are charging low prices and your service is a little slow or your quality is not quite up to par, people will be like, well, it's cheap. So at least they got that going for them. Just want to pause really quick and say, if you're into this kind of breakdown and want to know what kind of mistakes might be in your menu, I've got a free guide below called the 5 menu monsters you're going to want to check out. And if it's hitting really close to home, go ahead and grab your free strategy call at getafreshperspective.com. Back to it. Let's see if we can find something to complain about on this menu. Let's lock in. Smoked chicken chili, rye smoked chicken, green chili, white beans. Yep. Veg, local greens, pecans, apple walnut greens. This all sounds lovely. Like this is all very homey. It's very warm. It's very inviting. Comfort food. They nailed this. Some of these descriptions get a little bit long, but not so long that it's a problem. Also, it doesn't happen very often, so I will let them slide on this. Again, if we were in a session where we're saying, hey, well, let's edit the menu, this would be a few areas maybe we can work on, but I would not call to have the menu redesigned because of these. Light supper. You know, I like this. I wish more restaurants would do this. Here we have light supper. So this is the dinner menu, right? And here we have light supper, and here we have dinner. We have entrees for both, but we are differentiating in the amount of food that we're getting or how heavy the dishes are. Rather than having to have a customer scan an entire list, you can kind of, one, break up this list. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we have probably about 15 items total for dinner. Scanning through that list could be tedious, but instead we have 2 lists based on kind of how much food you're looking for. That's great. Pulled pork on a biscuit, fried chicken biscuit, short rib Angus burger, turkey burger, chicken waffle grilled cheese, Reuben. Yeah, I mean, I don't have anything to say. Sorry to disappoint whoever sent this in. This is a great menu. Seared pork loin, garlic herb butter, add rye braised short rib, I'm assuming, to the rye mac and cheese. That's a little out of place, but again, not so bad that I would call for a full redesign of the menu that's already out there. This would be just another thing I'd be like, hey, let's fix this in post. Although I'm not quite sure how I would do it. Chicken pot pie, barbecue meatloaf. This menu is great. This menu is great from top to bottom. It's comfortable. It's warm. It's inviting. It's easy to read. It's on theme. The theme being Southern Kitchen. The theme being farm to table. It's great. 10 out of 10, honestly. We have a few nitpicks here and there. A little bit of spacing. These symbols, I feel like were a bit of an afterthought. You can tell in places like here and here. The spacing is a little inconsistent. It runs up against it. But I would 1,000 times rather them have these things in imperfect places than not have them at all. Like I talked about in my recent blog post, people are dying for gluten-free options. So calling this out right on the menu shows people that you're friendly, which is something we want out of a Southern restaurant. Shows that you're listening to the market and the needs that they're demanding, that they are communicating to you. And it shows a flexibility and variety that would be obvious were you to read the entire menu, but now we have a visual representation that tells us, here's a bunch of vegetarian options. Here's some gluten-free options. Quick. Chicken pot pie, vegetarian, smoked chicken. That's a mistake. We got them, boys. 10 out of 10 gone. 9 out of 10. The chicken pot pie is not vegetarian. Rye. Thought you could get away with it, but we got you. I'm just kidding. This menu's great. The colors are great. They're simple. They're understated. They convey the message. The font, the typeface conveys the message. The ingredients, the dishes convey the message. It's great from top to bottom. This is everybody who's designing a menu. Take note. This is the kind of thing you should be looking to emulate. So we're going to call it an early one. That is it for this week's Menu Mayhem. If you enjoyed it, go ahead and hit subscribe, or better yet, send me the worst menu you've seen, or just one that you want to see broken down. Go ahead and email it to chris@getafreshperspective.com, and maybe we'll put it on the show. See you next time.